So I was just browsing YouTube like usual, and I stumbled across this video. Marvel's Phase 4 lineup gets more woke from the channel No Bullshit. I thought, ugh, here we go again. The comics community has been confronted again and again by man babies complaining about forced diversity and women in my comic books. I've been an avid reader of Marvel Comics for all my life, and I'll be the first to admit that not all the quote unquote diversity characters work, but many of them do. In a universe dominated by white male characters, I think it's great when new blood is thrown in to mix up the cast of the ever expanding Marvel Universe. It's really annoying when an established character is replaced out of nowhere by a brand new quote unquote diversity character. But as much as people on the far right want you to believe, it's not as common. I didn't know exactly what to expect going into this video from No Bullshit, but what I found was a video riddled with the most disgusting and stupid arguments known to man. I'm going to jump in and break down why No Bullshit is full of shit. I'm just going to start at the point where No Bullshit complains about the Phase 4 lineup.
And these announcements appear to further this trend of pushing female and minority-driven projects.
Yes, pushing female and minority projects. Let's see what we have here. We have a grand total of one female-led project and one minority-led project in this entire slate. Female-led film, duo, one of them being a white male, ensemble, led by a white male, minority-led film, duo, one of them being a white male, kinda, another duo, led by a white male-led series, ensemble again, another white male-led series, and a trio of characters led by a white male. As you can clearly see, white men are still the dominating force in the MCU, but no! Clearly Marvel is pushing female and minority characters on us with 2 of the 10 projects being centered around them. Following this stupid fucking statement, No Bullshit goes on to complain about each movie in depth.
The first is the much anticipated Black Widow movie, a movie which most people would have preferred over Captain Marvel any day. Should have done this one first. Black Widow is a long-running, much-beloved character in the MCU, who many had said they wanted to see a solo movie with previously, but instead, Marvel started with Captain Marvel, a new, basically unknown character, which people detested so bad in the comic books, her series had to be cancelled and rebooted multiple times.
He says a Black Widow movie should have been made long ago, which I agree with, but then says Captain Marvel was a poor choice to be made into a movie because she's a unknown character. Right, the character who first appeared in 1968 was a longtime member and staple of the Avengers, appearing in multiple classic cartoons, including the beloved X-Men the Animated Series and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and is overall a huge fan favorite, is an unknown character. No bullshit, this point is complete bullshit.
When you see the bigger picture and start to realize how the MCU is going all female, well, that's when we start to get a little more worried.
Wait. The MCU is going all female? Shit, I guess all these characters don't count. But never mind, continue.
But this trend of propping up women in the Marvel movies and also pushing aside and even bashing the men, well, it's not a good look to say the least.
Right. Pushing aside and bashing the men, which is why 8 out of the 10 projects in Phase 4 mainly feature men. No Bullshit then goes on to discuss the upcoming Eternals film.
Eternals is the next Marvel movie coming out next year in November 2020, and much like Black Widow, this film will be female-led and directed too. Yikes.
Female-led and directed, yikes. Alright, so there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, the Eternals will not be female-led. It's an ensemble piece, and the main character is Icarus, who is a white male. He's going to be played by Richard Madden in the film. What makes this point even dumber is that No Bullshit acknowledges this.
I don't know much about the Eternals series, admittedly, but from what I gather in doing some research, basically, they're a group of superpowered immortal beings who protect Earth from their evil counterparts, the Deviants. And here's the catch though, from what I've seen and read about the Eternals, well, they're traditionally led by the male hero named Icarus. He's this blonde guy with a blue superhero suit that you see in the forefront of most Eternals images online.
No Bullshit claims that Angelina Jolie will be the leader of the Eternals in this film, but he cites no source on this. There's no way to know if this is true or not. What's likely happening here is that Angelina Jolie is getting the spotlight in the press because she's Angelina fucking Jolie. No Bullshit even admits to having not read the Eternals comics, which makes his entire argument invalid. Why are you complaining about something you literally don't even know about? Oh my god, why is there so much left in his video? No Bullshit goes on to complain about the next film, ShangChi.
First, there's the ShangChi movie coming out in February 2021. And sure, this isn't a female one. We're not sure the level of female characters that will be in this one, but it is being touted as co-starring Awkwafina, who really grew to greater fame starring in last year's Crazy Rich Asians and, of course, the much detested Ocean's 8, a sort of lady reboot or sequel to the originally male-led and much beloved Ocean's 11 heist franchise. So having Awkwafina co-star in Marvel's so-called first Asian-led hero film could be a bad sign for that getting SJW too. Also, this Shang-Chi character is basically unknown to the public, so Marvel making him get his own movie out of nowhere now, a movie which no one was asking for, well, that really says a lot.
He states that Awkwafina being in the film can be bad because... Did he consider that Awkwafina is an extremely popular actress after Crazy Rich Asians and The Farewell? No, he didn't. So now, No Bullshit is saying that Shang-Chi is a character no one has heard of, so it makes no sense to give him a movie now. Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. Who knew about Iron Man before his movie? Or Thor? Or the Guardians of the Galaxy? Or Ant-Man? I got made fun of because I got excited about Thanos in the first Avengers film, but now he's a super iconic movie villain. Nobody knows who the majority of Marvel characters are, you dumbass! The movies make them popular. So maybe giving Shang-Chi his own film will give this classic character some popularity. But nah, this is bad because the character is Asian.
They're obviously trying to virtue signal, and they're also trying to transparently and cheaply tap into that Asian market for no reason. Well, no good reason. The reasons they're doing this for are bad ones, like getting woke and trying to make more money.
No reason at all? Dude, how many Asian superheroes have there been in the history of film? I guess 2 if you count Mantis and Wong. 2! 2! There has only been 2. In case you didn't know, there's a lot of Asian people out there. So if you think tapping into this market is a bad idea, then you're honestly a fucking idiot.
Also, with so many other more famous and established characters out there in the MCU, this Shang-Chi coming out of nowhere now kinda seems like Marvel's wasting their time on this obscure property that will sure get them SJW points, but they should actually be making movies about characters the public is in demand for, like say making Guardians of the Galaxy 3 sooner, or giving Hawkeye his own movie or something.
Okay, so he's saying that he wants more films about exclusively white characters. Gotcha.
And our boy Hawkeye, the other better male hero, well, he's being relegated to getting a TV show on the new Disney Plus network.
Okay, this is another stupid argument because the show is clearly taking a lot from Matt Fraction's run on Hawkeye, which would work way better as a show than a movie. But No Bullshit didn't read the comics, so I wouldn't expect him to know that. Next, he complains about Scarlet Witch being in Doctor Strange 2. I guess he doesn't like the idea of the 2 most prominent magic users in the MCU teaming up.
There is a worrying caveat to this announcement. Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch is set to co-star with Doctor Strange in his movie, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing on its own. Olsen is a sexy actress with a good track record in the MCU, and her magical powers mesh well with Doctor Strange's sorcery stuff too. But when you combine this with all the other pro-female, lady-pandering announcements in this phase, then it appears this is just another movie with a girl hero trying to take over.
Ah yes, getting taken over. Because the main character is still a white male. Clearly, women are taking over this movie. No Bullshit then complains about the female version of Thor, played by the returning Natalie Portman. This has been complained about ad nauseum, so I expected a similar argument here. Thor was replaced by a woman. This is bad because women. SJWs, yada yada yada. But no, just listen to his argument why this isn't a good thing.
And just look at how awkward Natalie is here holding that hammer already. She's too small and it's too big, and I'm guessing this movie might be just as awkward as this picture and its announcement.
It's because she looks awkward holding the hammer. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Good job, no bullshit. You broke me. You've won.